What's up everyone, Silo here. So technically this video right now is just a movie review. So I'm going to review The Accountant 2 and the Until Dawn movie. I just ended up finishing of seeing the Until Dawn movie and well, I'm back in my room, so I'm just going to talk about it. So the thing is about Until Dawn is that if you've played the video game, I recommend you play the game before you end up going and see this movie. But if you know and you've seen YouTube videos about it, well, I guess that kind of spoils it. So I mean, you can still go and see the movie. So the thing is that I'm going to talk about The Accountant first. It's your average fighting, shooting, just average military type film. It's not really military, more like Hitmen or Assassins and stuff like that. It's an okay film. Like I said, it's not very big, but it's average upon how it is. Just that normal, typical, like, type fighting, shooting, like, different, like, pretty good on the shooting and stuff, where you see, like, the blood splatter shooting back and all that other stuff. So, so after that, um, I'll just go back and just say, like, it's average, but I'm just going to go ahead and jump into Until Dawn. So the thing is, before I end up starting into this, there will be spoilers ahead in this. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds, and if you haven't seen the movie or even played the game, I recommend you do either one of those and come back, and then we'll talk about the differences. And I'll just wait for these few seconds. Okay, if you've seen the movie and you've came back and watched the video and stuff like that, welcome back. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and jump into Until Dawn. Now, I wish if I could edit this pretty well, then I could just post like Until Dawn, like the whole logo thing. But I mean, I'm just gonna just jump in straight to it. So to know the differences between from the video game to the movie is that there are a few things that did show in the movie that actually connected with the game. So in the movie, that they end up coming across a person running the gas station. That is actually the therapist, the doctor who's actually analyzing the one kid who lost both of his sisters in the video game. He's the one that's in the opening intro before you end up selecting like what chapter or new story and stuff like that, and it shows his face. It's actually him. So it's kind of surprising that they brought him back to do this in the Until Dawn movie. So there are references between from like, well, there's witches, there's hauntings, and other stuff. There was a girl who got possessed, which you could think like that could be the haunting part in the video game. Um, the Wendigos are definitely a big thing in the Until Dawn universe. So apparently this has to do with a lot about the Wendigos and the crazy killer that's technically on the loose. Um, so it features those from the video game. Now, another part is that when it gets close to the ending where she confronts the doctor guy, he actually says almost kind of similar but almost the same thing as what he was telling the one kid who lost his sisters from the video game, is that he's like, all these choices are your doing. It's not saying that this is all fake, but you are putting your friends in danger. This is all you. And it's pretty much the exact same thing as what he was saying from the video game, but he was saying it to her in this movie. So after when all that was going on, and it's just to a lot of stuff, of course, that you got the one kid who says, we just got to make it until dawn. And knowing like how, title card. So there's a lot between from that. But also, when the doctor starts talking to her, he throws down her profile about, you know, psychologically, like, you're stressed, you're suicidal, you're so and so. And he starts going down through like her medical problems. And then he throws down another clipboard, which is the one kid he interviewed from the video game. Um, is it Tyler or something? But, anyways, you actually do see his picture on the clipboard. It's a very quick glimpse that you have to see it because he throws it down and you see it and then it cuts away real quick. So it's just, but plus knowing the table, knowing the wood barricading on the windows, that is the exact same as when as further that you get on in through the video game, the more corrupt the area starts to become, and it's like it's starting to become more of focus, like his mind is deteriorating, but it's just more upon like how it looks. And it had the exact same background, the exact same look, the exact same way how like he was standing next to the window. It's just how it was in the video game. So it's like, wow, this actually kind of connects. It's very interesting. I actually do hope that they do create an Until Dawn like chapter 2 or part 2 video game, because this was actually a pretty good movie that I can actually say it did reference quite a bit from the movie to the like from the video game to the movie and such. It was a good reference between the both of featuring little Easter eggs and such that you could find from the movie that was also from the video game. The only thing that's different is knowing that the location that they were at. It was a small little mansion house, but it wasn't like a huge mansion like what it was in the video game. It was just this small two-story house that featured a basement that featured into an underground city or an underground building, town, or hospital, or whatever. But it featured quite a bit, so it's interesting on how it was. I don't know if there were other things that tied from the video game into the movie, but I mean, if you ever see any type of Easter eggs upon that maybe I didn't see, I mean, leave a comment down below and say um, that you saw a name that was a reference to whatever in the video game. I only just know a few references, which was the doctor who was explaining the exact same stuff as he was as the one kid from the video game, plus knowing the background and the table and the area where he usually like paces back and forth and he's talking to you and stuff like that. That setup, that background area, the exact same way on how it was. But I think there was a scene where I think there was like noise in the background, but he was like all up in your face and he like looks over his shoulder looking at the door, and then he like looks back at you and he starts talking to you some more. I don't know if that has anything to connect with that. It would be interesting if it did. So it's cool. It's cool that a lot of this kind of reference between from the two, plus bringing the guy, the doctor therapist guy from the video game into the movie, but knowing that even at the end, it still seems like that there would be another Until Dawn movie. Technically, they could make another movie featuring different monsters, different creatures, but they could still keep the Wendigos if they want to. But the only thing is that when it featured almost close to the ending, it showed a snowy background and it showed a wooden cabin, mansion, or whatever. It looked like the one from the video game, but it showed a van pulling up to the house, which technically the characters weren't from, like, they didn't drive a van. So it couldn't be the same characters, since technically those characters were already either survivors, or either that they died. So what I can only think is that the guy, well, there's a lot of theories upon to this, but it does feature the mining incident. It featured the mining incident that was in the video game, but it also did feature another mining incident in this movie about a whole town that there were miners that were mining underneath the town, I guess, and they ended up setting something off which technically collapsed the entire town underground. I mean, it's a big thing between from the video game to the movie because it definitely brings out a two difference upon the mining incident in the game and the mining incident that was in the movie. At least they both have mining, they both have the Wendigos, they both have the same doctor type dude, and knowing that there are less characters in this movie than there is in the video game. In the video game, there's more characters, there's more people, there's more survivors. But in the movie, you only get four or five survivors. You get the two guys and the three girls, and that's pretty much about it. So uh, that's a bit of my spoiling, but again, if you guys go see Until Dawn, leave comments down below. Tell me what you think about the movie and the video game, its similarities, and maybe even hidden Easter eggs that you may have seen that maybe I have overlooked when I went and saw the movie. So this is practically up to you guys upon what you thought of it. So, I mean, I thought it was actually pretty good. It was good upon the deaths. It was good upon different ways how they died, and it was good upon how, like, even when they died, they recycled. And they, but the thing is, what I realized is not that they were just turning into Wendigos, but that's also a spoiler. Hopefully that you checked it. It just seemed like that they were slowly turning into it because they couldn't drink the water, they couldn't eat anything. They were practically going through this in a loop, but they were starving, and they were starving to death though because they couldn't eat, they couldn't drink anything. So every time when they got harmed, there was bruises that were showing up on their faces. And that was also a different thing, but that's really like no similarity to the video game. It's like every time if you died and you restarted the game back, the person would still have that type of injury. But that wouldn't really make sense. So, anyways, again, thank you guys so much for watching this little spoiler between From the Accountant to Until Dawn. More of Until Dawn than The Accountant because I didn't really give you much of that. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching this little spoiler movie review, and I'm hoping to see you guys again in the next video. See ya.